What's happening, guys? William again on a quick video, just a short one here. So I'm over 30 hours into my workshops, my HGV Bootcamp workshops, going extremely well. Really happy with the training so far. Got no problems whatsoever. So I feel like I'm on the right track at the moment. Just received, I did contact the admin office, who deal with the admin side of things, so bookings and stuff like that, really, who deal with the driving license side of things as well. And so they've got back to me asking me, saying, William, congratulations, well done on completing over 30 hours so far, or 26 hours, I think it was at the point of the email, which was yesterday. Send us a copy of your driving license, front and back, so we can forward it over to the theory test guys and book your theory testing. So brilliant. Moving forward with that. So I'm hoping to get my theory testing booked in as soon as possible. So that's moving in the right direction. I've also just received my login details for the virtual training. Now, I'm not sure how much this is going to be beneficial because I haven't started it yet, but I will give you feedback on how I'm finding it and whether it is helping me or not. It looks like it's separate to your work. It's part of the workshops, but virtual training meaning you're going to be inside a cab with an instructor going through different scenarios. So, for example, how to approach a roundabout, how to approach bends, how to approach turnings in a HGV. I guess this is going to be obviously very different to driving a car, clearly, because you're driving a big, you're driving a big beast, basically. So I'm looking forward to this, to see what the virtual training has to offer. Let's see if this, I think it will be quite beneficial, actually. But what I'll do is I'm going to go home now. I've just had a coffee. I'm going to go home, crack on with the first few sessions, and see how much I can get through. I'll come back to you and give you my honest feedback on whether I think the virtual training was beneficial or is beneficial or not. I'm only obviously going to tell you from my perspective on my experience with it. So let's see what the virtual training is all about and how beneficial that's going to be. I'll speak to you shortly. Right, so just got home. I've jumped onto the laptop. I've logged into my dashboard or the back office with regards to my the virtual training videos. I haven't even started it yet, but I thought, you know what, let's bring you guys on this little journey with me, and I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you my first video. So it's Mark Drive Part 1. It looks like it's traffic lights. So virtual training traffic lights is where we're inside the cab by the looks of it. We're at a set of traffic lights, roadworks already. I have no idea what to expect. So this is the first video I'm going to complete. I'm going to take you guys on this little journey with me, just so you can get a snippet to the sort of training that I'm going through, and what you can expect if you do it as well. So hopefully this will be helpful for you. Okay, I hope you can hear this okay. So I've just swung the camera around. Let's start. Let's make sure the volume's up as well. So this is the first virtual video I'm doing. So let's have a look. I'll turn the volume up so you can hear it, all right? Right, let's see what this is all about, the virtual training. It's loading, so there you go. It's always nice when the internet isn't responding as well as it should do. Let's see, right, hang on a second. Let me just press play. Right, this is the first video that I'm doing, so it's 37 minutes long, so I'm not going to sit here for 37 minutes, of course, but I just want to show you the sort of training that we're going through here. Once it decides to load, it's taking its time, isn't it? Jesus. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. Right, let me just get this video to load and I'll come back. Right, let's try again. Right, let's try again. Right, it should be working now. Okay. Hope you can hear that okay.
Right, so we've just finished the manoeuvre around the traffic lights. We're in a road that is 30 miles an hour, albeit you won't want to do 30 miles an hour because of the traffic and the pedestrians, but I am showing the examiner or the instructor that I am moving away from the manoeuvre that I've just done, and I'm making progress. So I've made progress, we're going uphill. Coming up to a corner coming up, so I'm now off the accelerator and I'm letting the vehicle drift on its own. I'm now on the brakes just a little bit because I'm now gauging how much of a turn I need to make around here. I've got a filter lane, so I need to make sure that I stay out of the filter lane. So I've slowed my speed down, I'm manoeuvring nice and smoothly. I didn't go in the filter lane. I'm now turning left. The lights are red, so I'm just going to crawl up extremely slowly, and hopefully, if we're really lucky, the lights turn green and I can move ahead. I'm just on my observations, making sure that there's nobody on the light still. I have to turn left because, as you saw from the road sign in front of us, there is an 11-foot bridge to go straight ahead, so I can only go left because our vehicle is 12'6". Notice I approached it nice and slowly, so the vehicle still didn't really come to a stop then. I've got a very tight turn by the look of it here, going round to my right, so I'm going to approach it extremely slowly because if there's any larger vehicles coming up, I don't want to get pinched next to them on the corner. Nothing coming, so now I'm accelerating away very slightly and very smoothly away from the turn. I'm now off the gas again, so I need to get over into the right-hand lane to go towards Sheerness. Checking to the right, over my shoulder. Now I can drift nicely over into my lane. I've already noticed that the lights are green, so they can only go red on me. So I'm just going to approach with caution, because if they go red, I want to come to a nice smooth stop. They're still green, so we're going to go through nice and slowly. Checking near side, outside mirrors as we go through, and away we go. I'm not going to accelerate massively because we're coming to a red light, pedestrian light, so I'm happy they're not going to change because there's nobody at them. So now I can proceed. Car just coming out, so we'll let them go. Have a look at the lady that we've just driven past on the pavement, make sure she's still there. Check the gentleman in his little jacket as we go by. So now all the pedestrians out the way, all I'm focusing on is what's happening in front of me. I've got no pedestrians I need to worry about. I can just keep on my observations in my mirrors. So the light's just gone red down the bottom. Keep an eye on this young man in his orange suit and the gentleman at the bus stop. So there's two things that came up quite quickly there that I can just keep an eye on in my mirrors as we go by. So I'm not slowing anybody down, I'm not halting anybody's progress, so I'm just going to slow her up, try and keep her rolling so that those lights turn green and I can carry on moving. If not, we've come to a nice smooth halt. I can now apply the handbrake and now I can relax a little bit. Just keep on them mirrors, left and right as I'm sat here, because as soon as those light goes green, I can then just do a check over my shoulder and then I can get away. Lights have turned green, check over my shoulder and away we go. Because I'm changing lane, I am going to indicate, just so that the people behind me know that where I'm going, because they wouldn't necessarily know because they're behind me that I'm going round a set of traffic lights. Again, I'm just going to check my mirror and signal as we go past this car, just so people know why I'm still out on this side of the lane. And again, no pedestrians or dog walkers or anything to worry about, so now I'm accelerating away nice and smoothly. Again, I haven't really got to go out of my lane, but I'm letting people know why I'm still over to this side of the lane. Now I can drift it back over again. Just going to let that van go, because he was going to go anyway. Check and make sure that none of these people are going to pull across in front of me. Now they've gone, I can put my foot down and get away. Just check them in the near side mirror as we go past. Pedestrian crossing again. We know it's a pedestrian crossing because it's got the yellow box on it, so they're not going to change on me, so I haven't got to worry about them changing to red. Right mirror, right indicate. I'm going to start drifting over. Now I will move back to the left a little bit just to give that other lorry a bit more space to get through, but now I'm going to drift back over to the right again, and now I'm just going to keep this position in the road. Check these cars as I go past them, and now move back over to the left. So we've got a bus up in front. He is indicating to pull out. We're just going to make sure that nobody else wants to skin past him very quickly like that other one did. He wasn't very happy, as you can see, shaking his head. So nice and slowly. Now I can get past these vehicles with cars coming the other way, but not with vehicles. So as you noticed, I let that lorry come past me so that I could still make progress and I didn't have to stop. So just check this young man in my mirror as we go past him. So the lights up there are red. So again, it's just going to come to a nice smooth slow stop. And then what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pull up here. Just short, apply the handbrake, and now I'm going to relax a little bit. The reason why I've stopped this far back is basically if I'd gone up to where the roadwork sign is, potentially these two people in this house could come out of their house to want to get off their drive, and I'd have blocked them. So just by staying this little far back, you know, if they come out, then there is the ability for especially the white one to pull out of their drive or his drive and get on her way without me blocking them. So all the time we're sat here, again, I'm still checking my mirrors, my hands on the handbrake, so I'm ready to go and make progress as soon as those lights change. Lights have changed, one final check in the mirrors, look over in the blind spot, and off we go.
So basically all I've done there is I spent about, what, 7 or 8 minutes just showing you the sort. There was 37 minutes to go through. I'm not going to record the whole 37 minutes, but it's just to give you a snippet of what to expect on your virtual training. So this specific video is based on traffic lights, how to approach them. I think from what I'm seeing, it's about approaching the traffic lights without applying the handbrake if you don't need to. It all comes down to fuel efficiency, I guess, keeping the vehicle rolling. So rather than being static, because apparently, well, from what I've been taught and from what I can see, obviously being static is burning more fuel. So we're trying to be more roadworthy and more sort of fuel efficient as well. So that's the reason why. So that's what they're showing us in these videos. Just want to give you 7 minutes on that. Once I've completed this video, I'll come back and I'll show you what other videos I'm going through, and yeah, we'll go through them. I'll probably won't spend 7 minutes on the others, but I'll give you about, what, 3 or 4 minute snippet of each video, just so you can see what we're learning basically. All right. Yeah, speak to you soon. So just finished my first virtual driving training on that section, which was traffic lights, approach and roundabouts, etc. So at the end of every virtual training, you've got about 6 questions, 5 or 6 questions. So you have to do a small assessment at the end of it, and you have to pass to move on to the next section. So I've just passed my first one, and look at this, if you can see that. So I've just passed, and they give you a nice little certification to say you passed. So that's certification is awarded to William Matheson for successfully completing the course HGV Skills Bootcamp Virtual Driving 1. So it's got an issue date on there and no expiry date, obviously. But that's that section done. I'll move on to my next virtual training, and we'll see how we're getting on with that one basically. And yeah, we'll go from there. Happy days.